Keep using that damage boost if I can on the smaller guys. Wow. So it's basically just an extra 20% DPS that you can't see, because on a boss I'll just take all the health at the end, which is on both phases as well, which is really good. That was quite tanky, to be fair. Those ones with the ice mauler, I think they're the toughest enemy. Sure. Yeah. I used to do that, Beastie, to be fair. I used to make characters and kind of level them up, and but I wouldn't want to do it as like a challenge, I don't think. It depends if people want that, but I don't think, because the game's going to change a lot. Now, when they do the new class system, I wonder if they should do a reset, you know, but probably not, actually. I think they should wait for full release now to reset, but there might be a point where I need to do another character, maybe. I've got a lot though right now. I've done the story that many times, I know it pretty much off by heart, to be honest, and what to do. I'm definitely going to do a guide on that. Full release, I'll do some guide videos and stuff, but I don't want to do those right now. Got a lot of content planned already for, you know, for everybody. But I think most people on Twitch, usually, you guys in chat are very much, you know, there's some people that play just as much as me, know just as much as me in chat, right? But on YouTube, it's a very different player base on YouTube. It's a lot more casual, I would say. I think for those people, yes, you know, that might be helpful right now, but because he does do a lot of damage. Let's see. You see there, like a few hits, I might die here. So 3 hits I can survive, which is pretty good. Let's just heal that one. I was going to try and lifesteal it back, but there's no point. Pretty good, got him to 20%. I need to get away from this fire though. I could have blocked that, I guess. Oh, run away. That could have been bad, but we're all good. There we go. There's a lot really to cover in this, to be fair, because I've changed it quite a lot from the other version. And the other version was pretty much... I mean, if you see it, it's not too long ago. I did a video on that, actually. It's a few weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think. And in that version, I was doing charged attacks. So you can see I was talking about in the video, doing this combo. Charged attacks now aren't as good, really, I don't think, for this. For whatever reason. I think the main reason is when you do charged attacks, you want to be one-hitting stuff, really. You want to do this, and then just delete stuff. Or like this here. And just one-hit stuff. Because it's kind of slow. When you do that to an enemy and they've still got 2/3 of the health left, or half the health left, it's a bit like you're stuck there. And you're just easy to hit because you're not really moving around. And that's when I realised charged attacks aren't as good now. Just in general, with the damage nerf. Especially for this build. Now it might be good for other builds, not this one though. Because it doesn't really have the movement. It's got this move here which has a bit of movement, but I'll talk about the movement in a bit. So now it's normal attacks. These attacks you can see they do crazy damage. Sometimes I'm doing 900 crits just on one of these. Now, that's the main difference I've changed over there. So what have I done on the gear? Well, I've put... I think this is the same, isn't it? The weapon might be the same. If not, go back and check. But this is the same. So I've got the life here, but I've got this shield now. So extra lifesteal on the shield. Now lifesteal is, as you can see, this is probably the highest lifesteal build I've got. It's like, I think the Reaper build was really good, obviously before the patch, but after patch, this is the best lifesteal that I've done so far. You could do better, possibly, if you're doing something more, put lifesteal in here as well, but lifesteal in this shield, that means all my attacks do lifesteal, but then I have the Plague as well. So the Plague healing gets boosted here by this healing and durable on the gloves. So I get 40% of 15 added onto that. And so that's 6%, is it? So I have 21% bonus healing. So 21% of 225. So we're getting over like 45% bonus healing, something like that. Which is really good, because that affects the Plague and the lifesteal here. So when you add all that up, it's obviously based on damage. So your lifesteal is based on damage here. So those stats scale it, but so does the damage. Now, I've gone heavily into damage, and I'll talk about the stats in a bit. You can see that I've got 70 in Faith on the right. So, how am I doing that? Well, I've got this chest now with damage resist in the chest here. Now, I did talk about in my last video, I think it's very, very strong, this stat. I still think it needs nerfing. I think it's busted. And I think once you put 2 exalts in like this, 10%, I just put 1 durable on, 220. So that's giving me 14% of 220, which is over 28, isn't it? So it's getting towards 30 actually. 30% damage resist still there, right? Yeah. That's broken to me. Because I can still do 55% resist, 66% plague resist, and run this ring. And that's why I'm getting a lot of damage here. So in my opinion, it does need a nerf. I think what they need to do is do like a range of 1, 2, 3, 4 as the base value, and then each exalt gives it an extra percent. Right now you can get it to 15%. I think they should be capped at 8% with 4 exalts in. Because if I get 8% with 4 exalts, yes, that's pretty good and you're pretty tanky, but you don't get the armor pen, you don't get the crit chance. You know, because you've used 4 in one start to get it really good. And the chance of getting 4 is really slim. At 10% plus, it's just getting stupid again. In my opinion, it's still getting stupidly strong. And that specifically needs a nerf, that stat there, I think. But other than that, I think, you know, as I always say in all the build videos, I think it's important to point out the areas that are too strong. And that, for me, is still too strong. I think the rest of it's pretty good. But, yeah, that stat is really good. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't get it to exalt here. I wanted it to be 5%. Even if you get 5% here, that's pretty balanced, and I think it'll still be really good, but 10% just allows me to be quite tanky. So if you don't get 10%, I'd go to 300 health. I've got almost 280 there. I'd go to 300. Or more, if you want to do that, no problem. Then, yeah, the shield, so when I block something, now I get damage. So you see I'm blocking the Echo Knight hits sometimes and just slashing, doing really good damage. Especially on the ads as well. The lighter ads, when they come in, I just block to get a boost off them. Then go after the big guy, kill the big guy because I've got a boost, then go back to him and finish him off. That's what I do. So you got a few mixture of stats here. Why have I gone for the execute here? Well, the execute is 20% guaranteed bonus damage. It also acts as health on kill, because when you kill something that's got a lot of HP, like a big mob, and you take 20% of their health, you get the damage from your hit and the missing health as damage. So that means you essentially could do a double hit, and you get lifesteal from both of those. So sometimes my health will jump up. If you skip back, watch me kill the big enemies, my health just jumps up because I'm getting the execution health and the hit health as well. So it's crazy with that. So I've got 3 with Plague on, I've got 3 with Armor Pen, and I've got everything with crit chance, I think. So I've got very good rolls on the crit chance here. This is what you want. You want to try and get 10% everywhere, but yeah, I got 15 here. It works out as 10% everywhere technically with the amount of exalts. You want to get 2 exalts in all of them, and it works out about that with what I've got. So crit chance is 80% here. I worked out, which is really good. Plague damage is like 20 something, 26%, which is really good as well. And then the armor pen is 50%, boosted by 40%, so 70% armor pen. So really good all-round stats there with this ring. Loads of damage, 70 in faith. I'm doing crazy damage. I've got really good resist. And I've got decent speed with this and movement, so these 2 rings are really important, I think. You get 15% movement here and 10% here. So it allows you in the heavy range just to have a bit of decent movement. If I remove one of these, look at the difference. You can tell the difference. Because again, when you get 10% move speed, it's a lot when you haven't got any base move speed bonus. If I already had 80% bonus move speed, this wouldn't really matter. But because the base speed is so low, 10% is a lot. I would actually recommend putting move speed in here, possibly dropping the plague, to be honest, just to get some more for the boss. I would recommend that. The damage is insane anyway, and I think if missing out on 5%, plague damage is not going to do anything, really. The damage is crazy as it is, and trust me, you'll thank me for getting that bit of extra move speed, whether it be the facet. If you do the facet, you want to put stamina in here probably as well, stamina regen, just to counteract that. So get 2 stamina regens here, because that will give you minus stamina regen on the pants. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, these 2 pretty simple. You want the same stats there. Try and get crit chance as much as you can. And then here, durable damage resist, crit chance armor pen. And yeah, the infection is really, really good. And one other thing as well, it blocks out a slot for exalting. So that's one reason I did this here, is because I now can't exalt that. Which is why I got this is what I wanted here. I wanted 10% in both plague and crit chance, which is really, really good. So, you know, it's only going to hit three there. It can't hit the top one. It can only hit these 3. So, obviously, you know, when you've got 5 stats overall, you want to try and limit it down to the one that you want. And here is the one that you want, really. Crit chance. This negative is fine, obviously it's a full focus build. So that's fine. And then yeah, we've got the same negative on both of those. You're going to be full focus most of the time, so that is pretty good. And I think that about covers it on the gear, really. There's not really much more to say. Obviously, if you want a full... I mean, it plays very different to the other samurai in some ways, because you've got the quicker attacks. But in some ways, the DPS isn't far off. The way the boss plays is a bit different, though, because you're kind of trying to get in there and just get a couple of hits off, but... You know, don't overcommit too much. Use your block on the lighter hits. You'll get a nice boost. Two or three hits, you get your health back. Not many builds can do that. So the lifesteal is crazy. The survivability is crazy. And again, if you put move speed in here, it'll be even better. If I was going to redo this, I'd put a bit more move speed in. Maybe even do the facet and move speed instead of plague here. The movement speed on charged attacks, I wouldn't recommend that. I don't think charged attacks are the way to go anymore. So yeah, these stats are really good, so, you know, almost 280 health here is very, very good. Stamina, 85. Like I said, if 300 health would be good if you don't get the damage resist as high as me. I'd maybe even go higher, but 300 is a good place to start, I think. And yeah, stamina 80 plus is good, because again, it's only 11 cost per swing. And then you get the reduction here, so you never really run out, just obviously watch it, but yeah, usually kill stuff in 2 or 3 hits. 17 damage and enough to get into the heavy range, that's all you need. And then you're good to go. I get 28 poise, so you might want to boost that as well, because I think 30 is a good bracket again. Every 10 I think is a bit of a boost in terms of what you can sponge, so you could put a helmet in. That's a bit heavier than mine. I just did this because I like the look of it for the samurai kind of look, but yeah, this samurai build is really, really strong. Really happy with it. Took a bit of time to edit and change around, but really happy with where it's landed. And yeah, it's one of those where if you come back after a day at work or whatever and you want to just chill out, this is a really good chill build. You can block. It's similar to the Kingsguard build. If you like the Kingsguard build, you'll like this build. Trust me. This is like a DPS version of that. The only differences with this is again the movement. I find it a bit hard to get in and hit the boss. You'll see on the boss fight, I do manage it pretty well. But trust me, put a bit of extra move speed in here with these 2 move speed rings here, and it will make a massive difference. And you will be slicing stuff up nice and easy. I think that's about it really. There's not really much more to say. But yeah, I probably need to spend some gold on this guy because he's got a lot of gold, got a lot of money, so I'll probably buy some stuff off Finley. So yeah, I think that about covers it really. But yeah, I just want to say thanks for watching. Appreciate the support on the YouTube channel. Gonna have some more build videos to come, and obviously when they do the next patch, I will be doing some guide videos and stuff eventually in the future. But I want to wait for the devs to decide, like obviously some of the foundational stuff for the game, like the class system they're going to be dropping. That's one thing which I'm waiting for before I start doing videos on that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the full release of this game. It's got so much potential, and it's a game that I'm really enjoying at the moment. So lots more content to come on the channel, and yeah, waiting for the next updates. And as soon as there is updates, changes, I'll be dropping news on that, and definitely updating the builds as I go. But definitely got some more builds to do. The next one's going to be the Raiden build, which I've been playing. I've already got that kind of ready. It's a DPS version, and it plays a bit like the other Gauntlet, the other Gauntlet build I did. But yeah, that'll be the next one up later in the week. And then I'm going to maybe start some new ones, and maybe redo a couple of the mage builds as well. We'll see. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I will be back in the next video, which should be soon on the channel. So I will see you then.